It's time for another carrier product update. Tune in as we talk directly to the carriers about their new plans, any new network options they have, or which plan designs offer the most savings, and learn about the tools and resources they offer to help you generate more business. Visit our website to learn about all of the carriers we quote in our Carrier Product Update series. Hello, and welcome back to another installment of our Carrier Product Update series, hosted by Legacy Brokers. My name is Jason Powers, and I'm excited today to introduce you to a new carrier in our market, Cigna Oscar. For those of you that are not familiar with Legacy Brokers, we are a general agency located here in the Kansas City market, but we have reach in, I think, 17 or 18 states now. I'm losing count. We've got 75 to 80 producers that work through our general agency, and if you're one of those in the audience today, we thank you for being a part of the introduction of this new carrier to our market. Our mission really here at Legacy Brokers is to support everything you do as an agent. We want to help you build, protect, and preserve your book of business, and be an overall support for anything you do on the health insurance side. If we've never met, or if this is the first time you've joined us for any of our webinars, I've been licensed in the industry since 2000. I got my start in the self-funded side, working for a third-party administrator in Overland Park. Have really always focused on self-funded. I'm excited today because I get to talk about a fully insured product. I don't usually get to talk about fully insured group health too much, anyway. I do have some background working on the legislative front with the National Association of Health Underwriters, and a myriad of other activities with 4 kids at home. It keeps me pretty busy and on my toes. The process for today, actually, before we jump into that, if I could, tell me a little bit about yourself now that you know a little bit about us and our business model. Josh, my DJ behind the scenes here, is going to throw up a poll. Go ahead and launch that for me, Josh. If you can, end that poll, sorry. End that poll. Switch to the first one there. Yeah. So in a minute here, you should see on your screen a poll to tell us a little bit about yourself. How would you define your role or responsibility as a licensed insurance agent? You can select as many of those options that apply to you as possible. Are you a P&C agent? Do you operate in the individual side, Medicare, group health, financial advisor? Do you work in an agency as an employee or a customer service representative? Do you work for a carrier, et cetera? Looks like we got about half of the participants through. Give this another 10 or 15 seconds here. All right, go ahead and end that poll for me, Josh, and share the results. So Kaitlyn, I haven't got to introduce Kaitlyn yet, but Kaitlyn, it looks like we've got 78% of our attendees are in the group health insurance segment, but we do have some folks on the individual and Medicare side. So for those of you that may be familiar with Oscar, this should be an exciting introduction to their group product, Cigna Oscar. So go ahead and stop sharing there. And we'll move on to the next slide. So because we're in a Zoom webinar today, you'll be in mute presentation only mode here. If you've not been to one of our events in the past, the same way you register for this event would be the way you would register for our future events. We do offer CE classes throughout the year. In fact, our next CE event is coming up here in a couple weeks. It's the first one to kick off our 2022 season of continuing education. We're starting off with our basics of group health insurance. If you've not attended that class in the past, it's one not to miss for sure. Be sure to register for that class or any of our upcoming events anytime on our website at legacybrokerskc.com. You are in listen-only mode. What that means, we do want you to participate though. So if you go ahead and flip there for me, Josh. If you do have questions that are relative to the content being presented here, we ask you to use the Q&A feature in the Zoom controls. That will be a great spot for us to be looking for questions from you in the audience. If you have any technical issues with not being able to keep up with the screen presentation, or if you're having trouble with the audio, drop any technical issues in the chat feature or the chat function in the Zoom controls, and Josh will help you as best he can behind the scenes. If you want to interject, because we certainly want you to participate in this conversation, feel free to raise your hand, and we'll try to catch those as we can and bring you on and ask your question live with our guests today. With that, after today, if you have any questions, you can certainly email me or call me anytime. That's my direct line on the screen there. We certainly encourage you to also join the conversation on LinkedIn by following Legacy Brokers on LinkedIn. If you like what you see, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on Google Reviews. It helps with credibility as we're talking to new folks out in the industry. And you can also go to our website for additional resources. In fact, when we're finished with this presentation, we're recording it and we will post it to the carrier page for Cigna Oscar on our website. Without further ado, it is my pleasure, and I am excited because it's taken 8 years for me to be able to introduce a new insurance product to the group market in the Kansas and Missouri market specifically, Cigna Oscar. Our guest and co-host today is the National Sales Executive, Kaitlyn Pellicane. So Kaitlyn, we'll let you introduce yourself and take over from here.
Thank you so much, Jason. Thanks so much for having us. We're really excited to be partnering with Legacy Brokerage, and then we're excited to be announcing this new product. As many of you might have known, we did launch in Kansas Q4, so 10/1, and then Missouri 1/1. So during the busiest time of year, which was great because we got to be a great new option for that renewal block in Kansas and Missouri for your small group clients. But I'd love to get the word out to more brokers in Kansas and see how we can help with those Q2, Q3, and Q4 renewals and just growing together. So as Jason mentioned, I'm the National Sales Executive with Cigna Oscar. So I'm really here to be a really useful resource and help you guys get educated, trained, quoting, and ready to sell. Moving on. So if you haven't heard about Cigna Oscar, it's probably because we just launched the small group product back in 10/1 of 2020. So this is a really new option nationwide. And in just over a year, we've already expanded to 8 total states. So you'll see here on the left-hand side, all of the states that we're currently doing business in, and Kansas, Illinois, and Missouri were our most recent growth markets. I'd love to see this product grow even more across the country. We do grow to about a few new states every quarter, and we should be announcing some of our expansion markets in the coming few months. So I don't know if you want to say anything about that, Jason.
Yeah, Kaitlyn, I know we've got a few folks on from the Texas market, and while Cigna Oscar is not currently in the Texas market, I do see that as part of the growth model just based on past experience with other products, and I know it's a booming market for other carriers. So when that information is available and the plan designs are selected and the plans are approved, we'll certainly pass that on to our friends down in Texas.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So just to go over what we're talking about today, we're going to be introducing Cigna Oscar. What does that partnership look like? How do you have 2 carriers coming together to create a new small group option? Then we're going to dive into my favorite part of the presentation, the Cigna Oscar difference. You know, there's a lot of ACA players, so being a new offering, we have to come into the market with a different value sale. And I think our value and our tools provide so much use to your members, and this is why brokers are really excited to be selling us. Then we're going to dive into our member tools, our resources, and our mobile app, followed by our 2022 network product portfolio and underwriting highlights, broker tools, and then of course a Q&A session. So introducing Cigna Oscar. So I'm sure you're all very aware of Cigna. It's a household name. It's a really popular large group product that really has mainly focused on level funding, 25 and up, those true large groups. They have a great brand reputation nationwide, and they're known for really large networks, and they're really easy to do business with. If you haven't heard of Oscar yet, we launched back in New York in 2013, and we focused on the individual market. I know a few people on this call actually do sell individual, so you might have heard of us in the past. And we've grown year over year because we have a really strong technology, really easy to use member app. And we're trying to change how members engage with their health insurance. We want to make sure that people can easily access their carrier information, get more educated on their insurance plans, and that will lead to better health outcomes and an overall better member experience. So Cigna saw our platform, they saw our tools, our member app, and they knew that we were the perfect carrier for them to join partnership with to launch into the ACA small group market. They already figured out a really good model with level funding and those larger clients, but they wanted to break into the true small business market. And that's where Cigna plus Oscar comes together. So it's a 50-50% partnership, co-branded, and we're in it together. What Cigna's bringing to the relationship is their best-in-class brand, their licensing, and their two great affordable networks. I especially love having that national network. It really makes us feel like a very rich option for your small group clients. What Oscar brings to the partnership is our best-in-class technology. So everything's going to be run on our website using our mobile app and our customer service tools, features, and hires. It's also going to be run through our people and platform. So for example, I'm an Oscar Health employee, so everything is run through our sales team. So we just like to outline the partnership so everybody knows like who to reach out to and how this is going to work. So what does Cigna plus Oscar bring to the market? Meet Cigna plus Oscar. What we're bringing to the Kansas and Missouri markets are two large group networks from Cigna. These are awesome, robust networks. Local Plus is going to be more of our regional network and our most affordable base network. And then Open Access Plus is going to be a great buy-up option that gets you additional hospitals as well as a national footprint. So, in the age of working from home and remote work, more and more small group clients need access for employees living out of states, which is why that Open Access Plus network is a great offering. All of our plans include $0 telemedicine that's available 24/7 and is really easy to use, a dedicated concierge team for members, which we'll dive into what that means later, no cost member-centric tools, business concierge for employers, and overall, it's just a great new solution for your small businesses. I think it's great to have something new to talk about. It just gives you an excuse to get on the phone, start calling people and letting them know about a new option. So now that we've been in the market for about a year now, we have a lot of broker testimony to back up why they love selling Cigna plus Oscar. So I think it's great to hear from other brokers like, hey, not only is this an affordable new solution with strong networks, but the service has been awesome for me to sell. So 85% of Cigna plus Oscar brokers say they trust C+O to provide a great health insurance experience to their clients. And that's not just enrolling, that's actual servicing after the sale. And then our net promoter score, which is just how satisfied brokers are with our service, is at a 66. In comparison, Comcast is a -3, and I think the average ACA carrier sits at about -19. So we're definitely blowing our competition out of the water, and we're always investing in our member tools so that we can get that score higher and higher. Broker relationships are super important to Cigna plus Oscar and our entire sales team. And we're always going to do what we can to make sure it's easy for you to sell us. So now that I kind of talked a little bit about the partnership and something that we're bringing overall to the market, I want to dive into the actual Cigna plus Oscar difference. Like Jason said, we're the first new ACA carrier in the region to enter in about 8 years. So I know you have your current carriers you're used to working with. We have to come in, we have to bring something different that provides a unique value to you and your customers. So I think the true bread and butter is just having this mobile app and this member-centric tool that makes it easier to do business with. The biggest complaint that brokers hear from their clients is that it's really clunky to reach out to the carrier. There's access to care issues and confusion. So a big mission for Cigna plus Oscar has always been, we want to keep the member at the center of everything that we do. We want to make sure the member is educated and informed on the networks. They know who to reach out to when there's access to care issues, how to figure out how the claims are paid, how to view their ID card, all of that good stuff. And we make that really easy to do in our mobile app. On our mobile app, members can earn dollars for step tracking. So if you hit your step goal for the day, you earn $1 a day up to $100 per year. They can message or call their care guides, which is a team that's going to help them navigate the care system. That's really easy. It's a few clicks away and you get a message back right away. They can also view their digital ID card at any time, which is great. I know a lot of people lose their physical cards or they don't always have them on hand, but pretty much everyone nowadays has their phone on hand. They can also get connected to a doctor 24/7 via our virtual urgent care tool, search doctors in our tool, and even book appointments. So just a really easy to use one-stop shop to navigate care. So diving into that telemedicine benefit, I think the reason people utilize our telemedicine at 7 times more than the industry average is just really user friendly. Even if you're not like a tech savvy person, it's super easy to get connected to a doctor 24/7 for a $0 copay within 15 minutes. So you'll see here a nice little screen recording that kind of walks you through it. It really is just 4 clicks of a button. You click on request a call, you put in your information. I'm not feeling well, I have a temperature, I think I have strep throat. You click on your pharmacy and then you're ready to go. And in 15 minutes, a doctor calls you. They can diagnose conditions and provide treatment plans, prescribe and order medications, and they can actually even refill existing prescriptions. Let's say if you have an instance where you can't get into your doctor to get a refill, they can do that over the phone for you. So really easy to use tool. We all know virtual urgent care and other telemedicine benefits are on the rise, just given what's happened the past 2 years, but we've always been set up to have a really easy to use tool. And then my favorite, I think, differentiator when it comes to Cigna Plus Oscar truly is this concierge care team model. I don't think you're going to see anything like this out on the market. And this is what really got our start in health insurance and has proved our value year over year to brokers and their small group employees. So as soon as you enroll a group with Cigna Plus Oscar, your employees will get a dedicated 5-person care team. So that group is only going to be reaching out to the same 5 people who will assist with their care and their care plan. So you'll see here on the screen, the model includes 4 care guides and 1 registered nurse. The 4 care guides are there to help with all of the broker pain points that kind of like keep you up at night, right? Like, what does this deductible mean? What are an out-of-pocket maximum? How does that matter when I step into a physician's office? They'll also assist with things like, hey, I'm at the pharmacy and there's a problem. They'll help members navigate the networks, figure out if doctors are in our network, book appointments. They'll sit on the phone with them and go through claims forms with the member. So they're really here to help make the broker's job a little bit easier and help kind of take that burden off their shoulders. And I just think you get so much value from being able to pick up a conversation with the same person, or know like, hey, Alyssa, my care nurse, she called me after my virtual urgent care visit to make sure my symptoms were getting better. And she's going to help me find a specialist that's going to help me with my symptoms that weren't alleviated. So just having that continuity of care and the accountability of having the same people working on your issues, I just think overall it creates a much more seamless servicing experience. And I truly think that's why brokers keep writing us month over month, even when we're entering new markets, because it is a different customer service model than what you're used to. So definitely, I think this is a great selling point, and we have some awesome marketing pieces that I can send over to everyone on the call. So now that we kind of talked about our mobile app, all of our tech features and what we're bringing to the market, like that care team, I'm going to dive into the Kansas network and plans. But before I do that, I just want to say, like, I know we talk about the mobile app a lot, but you still get those great customer service features by logging into our desktop portal or by calling our 1-800 number. I certainly think the app's really easy to use, but not everybody is an app person. You still get that same Cigna Plus Oscar care when you're just using your phone or your desktop. So for the Kansas network and plans, I think we have a really competitive setup, and we've done a lot of research to make sure that these plans are going to sell, and they've grown pretty quickly. So just to do a quick overview, in all of our markets, we have 2 networks. So for Cigna Local Plus, that's going to be our regional network. It's going to be our most affordable network. I like to say it's used commonly as like a base plan. Many brokers will pick it, set up like a 50% contribution off of that so that they can help with their budget, but maybe they'll offer a second plan. And that second plan is usually on our Open Access Plus network. So Open Access Plus includes all of the hospitals in Local Plus, but then you get additional important regional hospitals, but more importantly, you get national access. So this is going to be the plan that any out-of-state employees are enrolled in, or just anybody who wants a little bit more. And this is a very large network. I'm sure you're quite familiar with it because many people have already done business with Cigna, But as a reminder, there are about 1 million doctors in the network and approximately 17,000 plus hospitals and clinical facilities. So this is a really expansive network nationwide, and you should be able to find a good fit for many of your small group clients. So let's start with, what does the Kansas Local Plus network look like? So we launched in Kansas 10-1 into rating area 1, which that includes 4 counties. So Leavenworth, Johnson, Wyandotte, and Miami counties. So this is going to be your base network for rating area 1 in Kansas. It includes HCA, Children's Mercy, and select specialty hospitals. So 4 hospitals, over 2,000 providers, and 9 urgent care centers. So while it is a smaller network, we do find it's a good fit for people who want to save money, they want to be on a budget, but it's still a great option for families. You and I both know, as soon as you write a small group product, the first question is, okay, but are there children's hospitals in the network? Like, that's always a deal breaker. So I think it's a huge advantage, the fact that we do have Children's Mercy right here in our most affordable network. And like I said, that's not your only option. Both of our networks are still competitively priced in Kansas, and we are winning business across both networks. So if you need a little bit more, always offer the Open Access Plus network. So this includes all of Local Plus, but then it's a lot more hospitals in Kansas. So you get about 18 more hospitals in Kansas, 13 more urgent care centers, and over 5,000 more providers. Some of the big names that we see people buy Open Access Plus for are St. Luke's, KU Medical Center, Olathe, and then of course the University of Kansas. So definitely make sure that you're comfortable with these 2 networks. I like to offer both, or tell my clients to offer both, but we do see a lot of people just going with OAP as well. And then of course you do get
to add to that, Kaitlyn, if I could. So with the OAP, you've got the hospitals that are located in that rating area 1, 4 counties in Kansas, so the Kansas City metro, if you will.
Sure.
But the OAP, the Cigna Open Access Plus network, has hospital contracts throughout the state of Kansas. Yes. So not just those hospitals on the screen. If you're watching, really, it's all of the Cigna OAP hospitals across Kansas and across the country.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, so there's a whole list of them. You're going to be able to find access to care in this network for sure.
Definitely.
And then just to talk a little bit about more of our network partners, Express Scripts is our national PBM, which is great because, like I said, you can use that virtual urgent care teledoc feature 24/7. So even if you're on our narrow network, like the Local Plus, and you don't have a national network, you can still use virtual urgent care when traveling and get a pharmacy prescription nationwide, since this is a national pharmacy. Our preferred labs are both Quest and LabCorp, which I just think provides more flexibility. And then all of our plans do include pediatric dental and vision up to 19, and that's through Liberty and Davis. Another cool feature of this partnership, since we do have Cigna plus Oscar as a co-branded product, is we get access to Cigna's behavioral health network, which is super robust. It includes tons of clinicians, facilities, programs, and even includes virtual therapy through Talkspace, which I believe is just $30 a month. You just download the app and you can have weekly sessions. So just a great way to bring more affordable therapy to people nationwide and just more in-person options. I know behavioral health is definitely at the forefront, and more employers are asking about it when you meet with them. So now that we talked a little bit about Kansas and the Kansas City Metro, we're going to talk about Missouri. So Missouri, we launched 1/1 in what I like to say, both the Kansas City Metro and the St. Louis Metro. So it's going to be 14 total counties that we're offering plans in. So the service area, like I said, is Kansas City and St. Louis Metro. You'll see here Cass, Clay, Jackson, Platte. Those are our Kansas City counties on the Missouri side, and definitely really popular. And then the other 10 are going to be in that St. Louis Metro. But Local Plus is super robust in this area, especially in St. Louis. We see a lot more people buying Local Plus just given the hospital reach. All of the major hospitals are in the network. There's 31 total, over 10,000 providers. Big ones are Mercy, Siteman Cancer, Barnes Jewish is a really popular one. You'll see that there's 3 different children's hospitals, and then even Siteman Cancer. So it's really robust, especially in that St. Louis area, but also in the Kansas City metro too. Like Lee's Summit comes up a ton in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And then again, just like in Kansas, if you're in Missouri and you're looking at Open Access Plus, it does get you additional hospitals like University of Kansas, St. Luke's. The really big ones on the Missouri side that people buy into is the Liberty Hospital, Truman Medical, and SSM. So just good to know the differentiators. Like I said, you can offer 3 plans with us. So I always tell my groups, hey, offer both networks, give people flexibility and choice. That's what employees want these days.
Yeah, I think the key there is, particularly in the Kansas City metro, if KU Med, University of Kansas Hospital isn't important to a member, then the Local Plus option provides access to some great hospitals in HCA. But if you've got a member that really wants to make sure KU Med is in network, then offer that OAP plan design for sure.
Exactly, I agree. Like set a budget for your contribution, give people some spending money, and if they want to buy up, they can. If they don't need to, they can set a lower budget. So it's definitely just great having those 2 networks to be flexible. And I think it provides a lot of value as the broker to show these different strategies. So now that we talked about the networks, I'm going to dive into our 2022 product portfolio. So the cool thing about Kansas and Missouri is they actually share the same portfolio. So it's really easy when you're quoting or when Jason's team is quoting for you, even if you do business in both states. So we entered the market with 18 total plan designs. And remember, we have 2 networks. So when you go to quote, that's going to look like 36. So don't get overwhelmed by that. Basically, it just means you can offer the same plans across both networks. 14 of those are PPO. All of these are PPO plans, but 4 of them are actually HSA compatible. We've seen our Silver 3750 actually being our most popular HSA. It seems pretty in line with the market. And like I said, we allow up to 3 plans to be selected with no minimum enrollment required, meaning we offer ghost plans, or even if you only have a 2-life group, they can still offer 3 plans. So great for startups or groups that just don't know what hiring is going to look like in the next year. They might be going remote. We want to keep those options open. As I mentioned earlier, all of our plans also include a $0 unlimited telemedicine benefit available 24/7, except on HSAs, but it is a limited copay. And then we have a really cool thing called a $3 RX list. Basically, it's a list of over 97 drugs and I think 100 variations that are just a $3 copay. And this includes popular medicines like branded insulins, amoxicillin, and blood thinner medication. So really highly utilized medication. We actually did a 2019 study and 82% of our members did qualify for a $3 prescription within the year. So just something cool and unique that we're trying to do that sets us apart from the market and helps with affordability. So just another little screenshot overview of what this portfolio looks like. You'll see it's a really silver heavy portfolio, and that's just based on the market needs in Kansas, Missouri. You'll be able to see hey, I have, most of my groups on carrier A, and these plans fit really well when moving to Cigna plus Oscar. It's a pretty good apples to apples comparison. And as I mentioned earlier, you can offer 3 plans. I did a little illustration at the bottom of an example. So Silver Local Plus 4,500 as the base, maybe Silver 2750 OAP as a bigger network buy up with a lower deductible. And then if you really want to have a high level plan for management or just people who need a little bit more, our Gold 2000 OAP is a great plan as well. And talking more about plans, I know it's a little overwhelming to talk about a new carrier, all of this new servicing, and 18 total new plans. So I just wanted to give you a little snapshot of what we saw selling the most in Q4 and Q1. So our top quoted plans are definitely these 3. So the Silver 4500 has been really consistently our best selling plan, followed by our Silver 2750, and then our Gold, our Gold plan, our Gold 2000. So the reason that people love it is the value. We are priced very competitively in the market. You have those 2 networks, even on Open Access Plus, we're priced well. And then these deductibles fit really well with our competition. So it's really easy to move to Cigna plus Oscar because you don't have to worry a ton about, hey, are these plans going to fit what they're currently offering? You have strong networks, and then you have a pricing advantage. It's a great blend of first dollar copays and coinsurance. And then, of course, all of our plans do include that $0 telemedicine and $3 preferred RX. Who these plans are best for are clients looking to offer rich benefits at a competitive price point, clients looking to reduce costs while maintaining rich benefits, and just clients who are looking for a limited disruption when moving to a new carrier. I think that's one of the keys to why we've been successful is, again, just having a pretty good apples to apples comparison. So these are our top 3 quoted plans, but I also just wanted to talk about 2 that people like to pair together, and that's our Silver 3750 HSA. That is by far our most popular HSA, and people love to pair it with our Silver 3500 plan. The reason why is it's a little bit less than the HSA, but you get those first dollar RX benefits. So let's say you have a group who mostly wants HSA, but maybe a few people have some pretty heavy prescription needs, or an HSA just would not fit their current situation. That 3500 is a great pair for that situation.
You know,
And then
what
it
was,
gives
what was
go ahead.
interesting to me when we were looking through the product grids and the proposals, Kaitlyn, was that you could tell that Oscar did their research in the Kansas City and the St. Louis markets and really took that field research back to product design and came up with plan designs that mimicked the more popular plan designs being sold by your competing carriers in those markets. Without calling out any particular carrier, when I'm looking at a Silver 4500, it matches up really well with another carrier who sells a plan similar that is pretty popular. Your zero deductible plan options match up really well with another carrier who has a popular plan design that has a zero deductible, but you're more competitively priced and obviously have more of the value add on the technology side. So it's definitely it was definitely clear that you did the research. You guys have put together products that people want to buy, which makes it really beneficial as an advisor to go out and have products that people are looking for.
I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that it is providing value to the market, because you don't want to launch something that's just not a good product fit. We want to be easy to work with, have good tech, and have a good product fit. So I'm glad that you as an advisor can also see that as well. It means we're doing the right work. So I know we talked about a lot. We went over kind of the partnership with Cigna plus Oscar, the value cells, the technology, and what sets us apart. Then we dove into our networks and our portfolio. So I just want to talk about how easy it is to work with us as a broker, some of your broker tools, and then your resources as well.
Yeah, and for those that may already have an appointment with Oscar on the individual side, I think it's important to kind of point out that doesn't mean that you're appointed on the group side. They are separate contracts and appointments. Here at Legacy, if you're already working with us on a regular basis, you know Bob Dill in our office very well. Bob can help you get licensed, appointed, and contracted to sell group health through Cigna plus Oscar, and you'll still have access to all of the broker portal information that Kaitlyn's going to go through here, which is far different from some of the other carrier relationships that we have. Oftentimes, it's a little clunky for us to get an agent who's contracted through Legacy connected on the carrier side. And one thing that you guys have going for you, Kaitlyn, is it's not clunky at all. It's really seamless. It's really easy for our agents to see their book of business in the broker portal through Oscar and still be appointed through Legacy Brokers. So really excited about this next couple slides.
Yes, I definitely recommend leaning on your agency. They're here to support you, and you both get the same level of visibility into the portal. So if you need to tag team on entering new business or just supporting, pulling ID numbers, it's pretty seamless. And hopefully that's some of the benefit. I think people love selling Cigna plus Oscar, not only because of the price point and just the market fit, but it's a really easy onboarding experience. We try to make it easy for brokers to use our tools. We do a ton of broker outreach to see how we can improve year over year. And I think we've gotten it to a really good place. So you'll see here, we have a broker resource website, hioscar.com/brokers. That's hihealthinsuranceoscar.com/brokers. That's how I remember it. And there you can find everything you're going to need for Kansas and Missouri, our plan and network flyers. You can register for more webinars, download really great marketing pieces, which will help with your outbound calls or even just sitting with your renewals and explaining this new option. And then just tons of broker training guides, like how to quote, how to enroll, how to get appointed, which I know Jason's team's going to send that out. So it is really easy to just get educated on this product pretty quickly. The broker portal is where you're going to do all of your day-to-day management. That's where you're going to actually get appointed to sell, quote and enroll clients. That's where Jason's team is also going to quote for you, because I know that's a big value that they provide. You can view and download your commission statements, update your personal settings. So again, that's going to be like your do everything portal. And I just wanted to show a quick little screenshot of what that actually looks like. So you can do everything from your broker account. It's really seamless. Your homepage is going to have your name, and then everything that has to do with group book business is going to be in that little group book tab. So this is where you can quote and enroll. You can manage existing policies and add new hires, add new dependents. And then most importantly, you can print member ID cards here. So that's a feature I love. You as the broker, as soon as a group is approved, within usually a couple of hours, once a group is approved and paid, you can actually pull the ID cards from your broker portal, or Jason's team will be able to pull them as well. Because we all know you have those end of the month submissions where, they give you the quarterly wage report on the 31st and everyone has appointments on the 1st and they're freaking out trying to get ID cards. Now with Cigna Plus Oscar, as soon as it's approved for and paid, you can pull all of these from your broker portal. And the members can actually download the app too that same day and view it themselves. But I know they're going to ask you for it anyways. So just another example of how onboarding is just that much easier. Like it's eliminating broker headaches as much as we can. So here's just a nice little screenshot of what the quoting tool looks like. It's super easy. I know Jason's team is going to be doing a lot of that for you, but if you do decide to do it yourself, you just put in the group name, the zip code, effective date, upload a census, and you're ready to go. You can pick your plans, put in the different contributions, and it's great. You'll get a nice little side-by-side that shows the composite pricing and then the age-banded pricing below that. So you do get an option between composite or age-banded with these ACA plans.
And I will say that something that we found in the quoting system is it is limited to 5 plan options in the quote. So we don't have the ability to quote all 18 plan designs so that you can see the pricing for all of those side by side, which is why it would be really beneficial to become familiar with the product grid. On our website right now, legacybrokerskc.com, in the carriers tab under the Cigna Plus Oscar page, we've got the product grids for Kansas and Missouri, as well as some of the network information out there. So get familiar with that product grid, and when you're getting a quote from us for Cigna Plus Oscar, be sure that if you do have 5 particular plan designs you're looking for, let us know what those are, and we'll customize that proposal to fit your needs.
Yeah, that's a perfect call out. I definitely recommend getting to know that portfolio, and Jason made it really easy on their website. We did recently update our quoting tool. So the nice PDF one that you see now still can only quote 5 plans, but you can actually quote all 18 on an Excel spreadsheet. It just doesn't look quite as nice as this. This one's a little more customer friendly, but you do have that option just to look at pricing. And then just some quick things that I want to shout out about with our seamless and easy enrolling, because I do think that's a big selling point for brokers having this new option. So the average approval time for our groups is 24 hours. We're actually contracted with Cigna to make sure that we give feedback on groups within 48 hours. So it's really great. It makes sure the process is pretty seamless. Digital employee enrollment forms are available, and then digital ID cards are available, like I said, at approval, and it's usually within a few hours. So definitely a quick turnaround time. A little bit of a delay going to the next slide. Sorry about that. Zoom
we don't have Cigna Plus Oscar technology here at Legacy Brokers. We're trying.
Right. So help is on the way. I know we're a new carrier, so you want to know that you have a lot of support, and broker support is really important to us. I'm always a phone call away. I know Jason's a phone call away. We have all these other support lines as well. So there's a broker support team and a phone number, business team for the HR person or the BA clients. There's a provider search link, member care 800 number, commissions, quoting, and getting appointed. So anything that you're going to need help for, we're here to provide assistance. but I know Jason's going to help with a lot of that too if you work with him. And then just to do a quick recap, because I know we talked about a lot today. So we're a new ACA carrier. We're providing really competitive plans that are a great market fit with really easy to use and navigate networks. So all of our plans include $0 virtual urgent care and that free 5-person customer care team that just provides additional benefits to employees. We offer 2 networks, Local Plus being our regional network, and National Open Access Plus. So great way to set a budget, figure out what clients actually need without having to compromise on a quality network, and then a better experience. So take advantage of our best-in-class broker tools, our easy to navigate system, and just direct phone numbers. Like I know there's some carriers where you're not going to get somebody's cell phone number, but I'm about to share mine. So definitely take a screenshot of this page. You have my direct email address as well as my direct cell. And if I ever can't answer, you also have an account consultant who's assigned to the Kansas and Missouri region. His name is Grant Maio, and he is awesome. He's here to help a lot with like questions on getting appointed, and then a lot of the post-sale stuff as well. We don't want to just help you with quoting and getting enrolled. We want to support the business. So he'll actually send a welcome letter to every group you write the day the policy starts. He'll also reach out at 30 days post-sale, 60 and 90, just to ask like, hey, how's billing going? Are there any billing concerns? Do you know how to use the care team? Do you know how to use the app? Do you need me to do a demo on how to use your BA portal as an owner or a billing contact? So we really want to make sure at Cigna Plus Oscar, you feel supported when moving this business. So I hope you reach out and take advantage of this. Definitely take a screenshot of this page. And I think I'll pass it back over to Jason to open up some questions.
Yeah, and even after today, if you've got questions about the Cigna Plus Oscar products or anything that we offer here at Legacy Brokers, you can always reach me directly as well. Again, we encourage you to join the conversation on LinkedIn by following Legacy Brokers. Give us a 5-star review on Google Reviews, and you can find a copy of this presentation in video format on our page. Under the carriers tab, under the Cigna Plus Oscar page, we'll have multiple resources available to help you sell Cigna Plus Oscar. We've got a couple of questions that came in here, Kaitlyn. One of them was, what is the minimum number of employees needed to offer the dual option? And that's, I think you mentioned we could offer ghost plans, right? We don't have to have anybody enrolled to offer those plans, but we can offer 3. Is that right?
Exactly. So you can offer 3. We allow for ghost plans, so you can leave plans open. And I always say, the smallest group can offer 3 plans. We will write down to 1 life, as long as it's, of course, a compliant group. So 1 W-2 enrolling who's not an owner or not a spouse. So really groups of any size can offer dual options.
Got it. And then another question came in was, could we get a copy of the PowerPoint? The video will be posted out on the page, so you're welcome to share that, share the presentations, share the video after today.
Yeah, and I will.
Oh, go ahead.
Also, I looked at your carrier page, and pretty much like every marketing piece you're going to need, plan grids. Jason's team at Legacy Brokers has already posted that there, so a lot of good resources are going to be there.
Yeah. All right. I don't see any other questions in the Q&A or the chat. We do have one quick question for everyone out there. Josh, if you could launch that second poll for us. For our purposes, this really just helps us know, do you want more information after today? Obviously, in the format that we're in, we don't know, other than a Q&A, we don't really have a lot of feedback. So let us know how we can contact you today or connect, I guess, after today. If you want to learn more about how to incorporate these products or other products into your portfolio, or contact you about future carrier updates. Maybe you want to learn more about our services as a general agency, or for the love of all that's good in the world, don't contact me if that's just here for the information. We certainly appreciate you being a part of it. Kaitlyn, I mentioned before we got going in the pre-show, we really are excited about the opportunities with Cigna Plus Oscar. We actually, as an agency for our employee benefit program, moved our health insurance over to Cigna Plus Oscar January 1st. And I gotta give a call out to, this is the first time I've ever got a post, like an actual greeting card from an insurance company. And when I opened it up, it was my ID cards, my ID card, and then a packet of extra ID cards for my kids. I'll say that the comment that was floating around here in our office was, well, that's really cute. So it was a welcome, cheerful kind of thing to get in the mail that, normally insurance is so cold and not, you don't feel real connected. I will say the app is fantastic. It is not clunky. You have a lot of resources available for members and for brokers inside the Oscar, the Cigna Plus Oscar portal, and we're just excited to have you in the market.
I really appreciate that. And I love that you showed off our little welcome kit. We try to be from day one, really engaging and try to get members feeling warm and cozy. So I definitely appreciate that. And I'm glad you found the app really user-friendly.
Definitely. Any other questions from the participants on the webinar? I don't see anything out there.
I know we had
Again-
one come in. Somebody asked if the St. Luke's Casey network included their rural facilities, which is a really important question. And yes, all of the St. Luke's offices are included in that Open Access Plus network. So definitely a great option.
Absolutely. Well, perfect. And if you've got questions you think of later, feel free to reach out and we will sort those out with you. Thank you for being here and participating in the Carrier Product Update series. Kaitlyn, we appreciate your partnership. For the attendees on the call, thank you for being a part of it. If you're watching this on a recorded version, and this is maybe the first time you've seen one of our Carrier Product Updates, tune in for our next series. That's coming up in March. That'll be the next installment, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching this edition of our Carrier Product Update series. Visit our website to watch other episodes.